Look at the analysis for last 5 years. Now, step by step. So if you look at as far as XAT is concerned, the grammar has always been there and it's been quite stagnant or steady, you can say. 4 to 5 questions you can expect as far as grammar is concerned. Now, grammar when it comes, right, it's basically nothing great as such, right? So it's a basic thing that you can see, right? Something to do with the tenses, something to do with the parallelism, something to do with the subject-verb agreement, something to do with the prepositions and punctuation. So they're not asking something on a very high level, but it's just that for the fact, the way it has been asked, right? Preposition, for, of, something like that, right? So that kind of creates a little bit chaos, that there is a confusion, okay, like what will be the correct option. So choosing the option will be a problem as far as XAT is concerned, but the level of difficulty is not going to be really high. It's just that we do kind of, lack that kind of a practice, because of which there is a problem. Grammar, 4 to 5 marks, you can definitely think about as far as 2019 your XAT is concerned. Parajumbles, 2 questions. See, the level of this parajumble is always going to be easy. If you follow my rules and if you understand how do you actually kind of knock off by or using the options, I think it's going to be cakewalk. Trust me. Now, we don't know. We're not sure about whether they will be asking any kind of a TTA question or not. But yeah, options will be given. And it's going to be really easy to crack these 2 questions. So these 2 questions is going to be short thing for you that you can mint your marks from. Again, getting 2 questions correct is a big thing as far as your XAT is concerned. Para completion, it was there for like in 2016 and 2015. It didn't come in 17 and 18. So you might get this time. But again, you never know. But again, para completion, if it comes, something I will not advise you to kind of go for. Something should be left out. Poems, as far as the poems are concerned, it's a new thing. It's something where XAT kind of differentiates itself. So if you look at critical reasoning and poem, so like last year, these 2 questions based on poem, but actually it was a part of critical reasoning only, right? So poems, I will advise, if you're not able to do it, just leave them, because it's really tough to kind of interpret or understand what the author is trying to say, right? So this is something I would say big no, should not be venturing into these things. If you are good with it, definitely go for it. But if you're not, then you should not be attempting it. Or if you want to attempt, take it in the end of the section. Then comes critical reasoning. Yeah. Now critical reasoning, you will see questions based on assumptions, questions based on inference, questions based on conclusion predominantly. You will not be seeing the other part of critical reasoning. But again, this is something doesn't come on a very easy level, right? It has its own pattern. It has its own fundamental. Again, the critical reasoning questions will not be straightforward. For example, you will get a question and then you will have option number 1 and then you will have option number 2. No, it's not going to be like that. So you'll get a small paragraph out there which will have around about 5 to 6 lines, and then you will be asked a question that which one of the following will be the assumption or inference. Something that short you will get as far as your critical reasoning is concerned. Then comes relation of 2 statements for each other. Again, this is something I really don't want to talk about, but yeah, it was there in 16 and 15, so I have made a point, right? Now, coming back to the actual business, right? RCs. RC is going to be the maker or breaker as far as your XAT verbal is concerned. So this is something you need to be really keen on. Now, before we even move ahead with RC, remember your grammar and your parajumble can also do a good job for you, right? This is something you don't really want to miss, because this can help you to actually get close to the cutoff as far as verbal section is concerned. But you have to attempt RC. There is no other way out, right? If you're not doing really good in RC, trust me, it's not going to work out for you, because only clearing cutoff is not the only thing that you want to do. You have to clear the cutoff, plus you have to score really very well, as far as your auxiliary call is concerned, or for that matter any other call, for example SPGN is concerned, right? Now if you look at the reading comprehension weightage, right, for last 4 years, I would say it's nothing but close to 50% of your entire paper. So reading comprehension will play an important role as far as your XAT is concerned, and you guys also know it. Now what I want to talk here is basically how the RCs are basically designed as far as XAT is concerned. So if you look at it, you will get round about 4 to 5 RCs. You will get round about 2 RCs. They will be a little bit lengthy on 600 words front, right? You'll get RCs which are like left, like other RCs which are round about, you'll get 3 RCs or 2 to 3 RCs which will be nothing less than 400 words as such. Fair enough. Now the problem with RCs is that they are fact based, no doubt about it. Sometimes you are able to understand the RCs, they are not that lengthy, so you can give a good time to it. You can read them, not all the RCs are going to be the inference based or the fact based as such. You will see the RCs which are basically fact based. You will have the RCs on economics, you will have the RCs on the science front, you will have the RCs on the finance front, you will have the RCs on the market and all that stuff, right? They are actually fact based. Rather, I would say 60 to 70% RCs are actually fact based. But here, XAT actually differs as from CAT a lot, because your paragraphs are actually fact based. However, your questions are actually inference based. Now, what makes your questions inference? So say if you have a question which is based on economics or business or finance for that matter, then it's little bit awkward, or this is little bit confusing, that how the heck we have questions based on inference kind of thing, right? Now, how it works is, what XAT has been doing from last couple of years is that they're asking you questions, okay, which one of the below will be most likely the answer, or which one of the below is close to the author's perspective, something like that, okay? So rather than twisting the question completely or the answer completely, they have just made a little change as far as the framing of your questions is concerned. And most of the time students get disheartened and they get confused that, what is this new in the exam now? But guys, trust me, this is nothing new as such. You don't have to get flabbergasted but just by looking at this kind of thing, right? This is actually easy, this is actually manageable. I'm not saying that if you're getting 13 questions, all are going to be manageable, but trust me, out of 13, 4 to 5 questions are definitely manageable. So even if you look at from that perspective, like if you're an average student, you can aram se say that, okay, 40% RC questions will be definitely manageable. So you don't have to really get disheartened about it. It's just that there is a way to approach it. Now, for the fact you know that what are the areas wherein you can score maximum. Number 1 is Parajumble. Number 2 is the grammar. Critical reasoning, again, it depends, because I'm not a great fan of critical reasoning. Trust me, though I teach critical reasoning. But the point is that critical reasoning is actually based on the point of view. If the paper setter, if he says that, or he feels as per his mentality, his experience, and as per his fundamental, if he feels that option 2 is the correct answer for given question, which is based on the assumption or the inference, and if you mark number 2 as an option, then you are correct. So your point of view has to match up with the author's point of view. Then only you will be getting marks. Otherwise, this area is very well known to take you onto the negative mark wala side, right? So I'm really not a great fan of critical reasoning as such. I mean, yeah, there are rules that you can actually learn and you can crack it. But again, not always your answer will match the paper setter answer. So this is something ambiguous. This is something dicey. So I'm really not gonna dwell on it. So yes, Parajumble and grammar. Then what comes to your way is basically reading comprehension. So guys, you have to work a lot on reading comprehension. Now let's go ahead and understand what you should be doing for next 15 days before XAT to get a little bit good idea as far as the RCs are concerned. To kind of tame these RCs, you have to work the way XAT has been designed, okay? So what you have to do is, my advice to you is, take 2018, 2017, 2016 and 15 papers of XAT, number 1. Start with 2018, try and understand how the RCs are built up. These are going to be fact based, no doubt about it, but just try to focus more on the answer choices, more on the way the question has been framed. You need to be really good as far as the question framing is concerned, because most of the time people fail to understand the question and they fail to understand the answer, they mark incorrect answer, they get into negative marking. So if you just try and take care of the framing of the question has been framed just in a different manner altogether. It's not a tough question. Most likely it's nothing but the actual answer that they are asking. You don't have to have choices worked out, right? So as far as your answers are concerned, try to solve 2018, 17, 16 and 15 ka question paper. Understand how the answers have been marked, understand the pattern, and try to then move ahead and give mocks. But before that, do not try to touch any mock. Make sure that आप XAT का paper उठाओगे, you will check the paper, you will check RCs, you will check questions, and rather than solving it, focus more on analyzing it. That is the best way you can tame your verbal for XAT. Because a lot of students out there, they are only and only trying to solve as much as they can, but they are not trying to understand or grasp XAT way of looking at the reading comprehension. And that is what I am proposing to you today, is that stop solving this reading comprehension, try to comprehend them, try to understand them, try to understand how they have been twisted by the XAT people, right? So if you do this much, I think it will give you around about 2 to 3 plus questions. But guys, trust me, it's very much important that you analyze them. And yeah, once you got to know that, okay, this is the way they've been asking, then you can move ahead and then you can try solving them. And that's how you will be kind of having plus 2 to 3 questions as far as XAT reading comprehension is concerned. So guys, as far as RCs are concerned, my first thing is that analyze and then solve, and don't be so much positive as far as your verbal is concerned. You have very much restricted areas wherein you can mint your marks, right? If critical reasoning come easy, every question that comes easy is going to be cherry on the cake. But what we have in our hand, there are 3 things that we need to focus very well. Number 1, Parajumble, easy one. Then comes grammar, then comes RC. So as far as the attempts are concerned, as far as the time management is concerned, I will be making videos on that. I will also be making some videos wherein I'll be telling you, rather I'll be showing you how do you crack these questions which are most likely, closely, blah blah blah, all that stuff. And I will be also telling you that how do you kind of attempt your question paper so that you can score very well. So I will be making these kind of videos, but before I make them, right, I just want you guys to stop solving these kind of things. Side by side, start working on Parajumble and do grammar rules. But as far as RC is concerned, do not solve them for next 3 to 4 days. Only analyze, analyze and analyze. That's it. If you're done with the analysis, then take them and then solve them. Okay. So guys, I hope this video helps you. Stay tuned to my channel for more videos on XAT. And if you have any question, any concern, if you need any kind of a guidance or a mentorship, do comment on this video, or you can directly get in touch with me on these things, which is my number or Facebook, or you can comment on the video. Thank you so much.